Hello everyone, this is Tristan and today I'm hosting two unique artists. The world-class escape artist and magician Christian Wedoy and his magical assistant Melanie. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Very nice being here.
Very nice being here.
It was snowing in Norway when we left, so it's really nice to be here.
It's still snowing in Norway.
Yeah.
Still.
So, to begin with, what was your first contact with magic and when did you get started performing?
I started learning in 2008. Yeah. It was a friend of mine. He's still my good friend. He was at the party. He wasn't a friend of mine then. We have a mutual friend. We came to the party. He did some tricks. I was like, oh, that's cool. I asked him to show me something. He showed me like one trick. And then at the same time, I was dancing, Latin dancing in Russia. So I was traveling there and I worked as a commercial diver. So before I went there, I just went to Pagani. It's a Danish shop online. And I bought, oh, that trick looks cool, that looks cool, that looks cool. I'll just buy that. So I bought, the first tricks I bought was tarantula.
Tarantula,
And I did flying ring. And I also bought some loops and the pen through the bill and electric touch, I think.
So you get deeply.
Yeah, and they said that you bought what? It's like you will never be able to do that, because it was the head of the. He passed away some years ago now. The head of the magic circle magic club in Trondheim, where we live. He said that that's way too advanced to start with, but I'm kind of, if I do something, I just do that, and I practiced a lot. So I only did 8 hours a day dancing, and then I did practice some magic, and then I went out in the evening, did that magic, spent very few hours, and then went back training
diving
again.
And
the diving is.
But it's only 24 hours.
Yeah, but the diving is.
It's called turnus, the way you work.
Yeah, so I work maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks, then I go and I'm off for 2, 3 or 4 weeks. Because diving, you work 12 hours a day, and then it's very hard on the body. And Norway you work 8 hours a day and that's it. That's the Norwegian working law. It's very good. But if you work 12 hours a day, you work for a while and you're off for a while. So that's what I was doing then. So I was working as a diver, then go to Russia and train dancing and practice magic, and then back to Trondheim, have some days off or free, and then.
Oh, that's awesome. And how did you meet and decided to work together?
We met at salsa. We were dancing salsa. And then after a while I asked her if she wanted to join to do, I had a show for a dance festival, and we had a show before that as well, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the only one I remember. We did a dance festival where I did origami, flying table, and some martial arts act.
I was a student at the time, so extra money was good.
Yeah, and then she was also one of the best salsa dancers, and my level is quite okay in salsa as well.
Were you impressed with the magical world, or it was just a job for you?
Like
I'm
magic.
not allowed to say it. I
Why
really
not?
don't like magic.
She's allergic to card tricks.
Yes, but I did some card magic for you, and I didn't know that you don't
No,
like.
but I don't.
She's a good actor.
Yes,
I watch
she
it
is.
from a different perspective now. From perspective, that's a cool trick, like from a professional point of view now. But I do not enjoy magic.
She likes mentalism, like
I like
Darren Brown.
Okay.
She likes
That's
Darren.
it.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, but that kind of magic she likes. And there's a couple of magicians in Norway. She's like, oh, they're entertaining to watch, but it's not because of the magic. It's because of their performance. So it's but it's also good when we do shows, because she's not like, wow, that trick. When we do something, she's more, well, oh yeah, that
You forgot
could
that.
work. You
Put
forgot,
that.
yeah.
Put that.
Why did you do that thing? That's
Yes.
not.
She's a professional.
Yeah,
From my point of view.
yeah, and it's also it's a business.
Yes,
Well,
exactly. And when did you start involving with escapes, and what was it that fascinated you?
2014.
I started doing magic in 2008, learned the first trick. Then I started working, I had a diving accident in 2011,
Mm-hmm.
so I stopped diving and got chemical lung infection. There's
Oh.
something wrong with the compressor that filled the air bottles. So I was on sick leave 1 year, and then after that I did Norway's Got Talent. It's the first show I did. First performance I ever did was Norway's Got Talent.
First escape performance ever?
No, first performance ever.
First performance in
I
general?
did some clothes
Wow.
out in town and some tricks. But I did origami for the audition.
Mm-hmm.
Can we say secrets here? Is it
I think yes.
or is it like
We can share, but like Penn and Teller thing.
yeah?
you
Well,
know.
people who know origami.
Yes.
Yeah, I did origami where the girl ended up in the audience
Mm-hmm.
with a normal origami illusion.
Okay.
So you know how that would be done.
Yes.
Yeah, I did that for the audition. Then I did a mind reading with the a book test mind reading
Mm-hmm.
where they write down the word and I find out what they have written down, and I also used a pendulum like with all the judges to select the ones who was easiest to read, and well, it's okay performance for someone who never done shows before, but I had experience from dancing, performing, but not magic.
So you were comfortable
Yeah.
in front of an audience.
Yeah, and then I built, because I'm quite creative, I built an illusion for the semi-final. So in first show I did, I got to semi-final, and it, with big illusions and mind reading. So then I built a cabinet like this with two doors opening like this. So the back door opened that way, and this one opened that way, and then I came in, opened, showed it empty, closed it, opened it again, some kid came out, closed it, and then opened it again, and then I was wearing a mask, and then I think like 4 or 3 people showed up in the cabinet, all magicians. And then I was suddenly up in the theater audience, and the guy who was wearing the mask, who was me, was the guy who made me start to magic. He's called Hans Henrik Verpe.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, he's written a book about kids magic, and he's extremely good.
Hans is a performer, he's not just a magician, he's a brilliant musician, plays violin, piano, he's teaching actually now at university.
So he's an artist.
He's
Yeah,
He
he's-
brilliant.
does a lot of things. Yes.
Yeah, he's
Brilliant.
one of the smartest guys I know in
Yeah.
creativity and those kind of things. And he's if he gets an interest, like for example, we have a friend the guy who the reason we met,
Mm-hmm.
me and him, he's from Iran, and then they're together, and after like half a year they're out in town and they're talking Farsi.
So he learned Farsi in 6 months.
Yeah, just from watching
Brilliant.
videos on YouTube and stuff like that.
That's so great. You see, that takes me to the next question.
Yeah, you asked about the escapes.
Yes.
Yeah, the escapes is I was asked to do a festival in 2014. And then I did okay 2012. I did okay with magic, but like in shows after the talent show. And then in 2013 was very good first, and then they had the oil crisis. So all the oil companies that booked me for events, they just stopped. But then I was asked to do a festival, and I was thinking, what can we do at this festival that would draw an audience and get me some promo and get the festival some promo, and they just asked for a show, but it's a bridge there. The bridge is 10 meters tall and it's 10 meters deep there. And when I worked as a diver, we used to dive and clean up the river, like people throw bikes and all sorts of stuff off that bridge when they go to town in night to party.
Mm-hmm.
Someone steals a bike and they throw it off the bridge, and then I figure, okay, what if I get locked up and jump off the bridge because I know how the current is in this river. It's because on the top it looks like it's going like, but as soon as you get down 5 meters, it's calm. So if you go through the current, you can lay completely still on the bottom. It's not a problem. So I figure, okay, let's jump from the bridge. I got printed up some posters. They said, can I put poster on the wall? Yeah. So most trafficked area, like by pedestrians and tourists and stuff, I put a poster of me on the whole wall. And it was I was very proud of that poster. And then I went to all the TV channels. Hey, I'm gonna jump from the bridge, and they're like, yeah, okay. Say, hey, look at this car. Oh yeah, sure, we'll come and film. So all the biggest TV stations in Norway aired it live, and because I said I would do it, and I talked about who didn't jump from bridges and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I locked up like this, practiced for I think half a year to hold the breath, and also to get out of handcuffs and chains. Handcuffs is very easy to get out of, and the way I was chained is not that difficult to get out of chains either if it's if you get out of the handcuffs. So I practiced at the pool, and then she works at that pool now, by the way, as a lifeguard.
Yeah.
So it's good to have her with me.
Yeah.
And then I jump. Yeah.
It's a huge one. 10 pools indoors in glass.
Yes, I saw that pool in some of your
It's
videos.
like aqua park.
Yeah, it's where I broke my head. Yeah, so I practice in that pool, and I jump from the 10 meter in the pool because it's the same height as the bridge. And okay, you can do it like that. And then I stayed down. When I did it, 5,000 people came. It was like huge. Like wow, I was afraid when I went to there. It's like, oh, I hope someone comes, because I had no idea if people would come.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't even know if the TV would show up, because if something else happens, they go there instead. Because it was live on the news channel, and if bigger news is, then I'm not that important, jumping from a bridge. So everyone came, and I jumped from the bridge, 5,000 people, and then to the bottom, and they wanted to put a camera on me when underwater, GoPro camera, so they could see what I was doing underwater. But I didn't want that. So
Obviously.
we put the camera.
But it's also not possible almost to. It's very difficult to see.
Yeah, and it's hard to hit where that camera is, because you have like 5 meters view. So I just jumped behind the camera, and then or past the camera, and then that gave me the opportunity to say to them, it's like, oh, we didn't see what you did underwater and that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, but I'll do this similar thing, but I'll hold my breath double this length and much more chains in the pool, where we can do it controlled in a couple of months. And then on the jump I did 2:30, and in the pool I did 5. So then I got all the press to come again, because I wanted to see how I actually did it. So that's how I got into escapes.
Whoa, that's so awesome. And I wanted to ask you something. Most escape artists emphasize making their shows, their acts very dynamic, dramatic, and so on. But to me, it's clear that your point of view is different. Can you talk me about it?
Yeah, I don't come from a background of magic. I'm a diver, and I'm did the dancing, like Latin dancing, performing, and I don't have a need for people to see me as some tough guy. Oh, he's a tough guy, then I wear all black and leather and chains all over the place. No need for that. And also this, if you were really in trouble, you wouldn't do all this wiggling that uses a lot of oxygen to get out.
Exactly.
And
to be safe, you have to be still.
Yeah, and also when I did, for example, I did Romania's Got Talent, and that's the first show that agreed to my thought of how to do it. They said the impressive part here is not you getting out of some locks. The impressive part is how long you hold your breath while you do that. And a lot of escape artists use gimmick locks, and they use gimmick handcuffs and those kind of stuff. And it's the focus gets on the props if you emphasize on the props. And if you hold your breath for 8 minutes, no one's gonna care how you get out of that lock. When I've done the longest breath holds, never have anyone asked me about, are those handcuffs real? They are, by the way.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
I know that.
Picking handcuffs is very easy. It's harder underwater, of course, but that's not the focus. And also the feeling people get, they have been underwater. Almost everyone have been underwater to an extent like, oh, I had to get up. And that was about 15 seconds. And people's minds are, they don't care if you do, sorry, they don't care if what you're doing while you're doing it. Now I'm talking just about the breath hold part.
Mm-hmm.
If I swim 50 meters underwater and hold my breath for 1 minute, in their mind, that is the same as me laying still and holding breath for a minute. So they just see, oh, well, I can hold my breath for 2 minutes. And a lot of people can. But very few can hold for 6. So my emphasis is like, try to hold the breath with me, see how many times you breathe during this performance. And then that gets the focus.
Involved.
And that is also the mindset of me is not, look how tough I am doing this. My mindset is, look at the ability that you can get to and how good it would, like meditating, focusing, and dedicating yourself to train to get to a certain level in breath hold and like mindfulness type thinking, because I train half an hour pretty much every day to hold the breath, while the lock part I train rarely.
Have you ever been scared during a performance?
A little bit when I was under the ice. I did a performance where I was locked up, and same as the bridge jump, but we cut a hole in the ice and I jumped into the hole.
90 centimeters, so like 1 meter of ice.
Yeah.
On the top of the lake.
Yeah, and I practiced it, sometimes in the pool. And I'd say, oh, it's not a difficult thing to do. I've done it before. Very easy to get out for me from this. But I didn't think about when you hit the bottom on this lake, it's not rock or something underneath. It's mud, this thick with this slimy mud that when you do this, it goes. So as I hit the bottom, black. Everything is black. So it took longer to find the hole, and I just laid still and waiting for
It was minus 15 outside.
Yeah.
It was March.
Yeah.
And like 90 centimeters of ice on the lake.
It sounds so challenging and...
Yeah, so the issue there was finding the hole. That was a bit scary. But mainly I don't get scared from doing the shows because I practice it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I have really good people with me. Like the guys I had on Greece Got Talent now with me. One is head of security and HR in the head of security and our show.
Yes.
Head of security and HR in the pool, and head of teaching people how to be lifeguards. That was the guy who didn't speak, and the other guy was I was in the military service with, and he's a military officer and military diver. So he stopped doing military. Now he works a normal job, but that's his background. Mm-hmm. So I know he's really good at that, and I know exactly what to do if something goes wrong.
And Richard, the guy who didn't speak, is my boss, so he really wants to make sure that he has.
Yeah, he needs her. She has some shifts, in
I
a
have
couple
shifts
of weeks.
coming up in a few weeks.
That's awesome. You also put a lot of emphasis on social media, and the truth is that you have done an amazing job. You have 1 million followers just on YouTube.
Yeah.
Can you share with us some tips?
I reached a million the day before the final.
Yes,
so
I know. I remember you were talking
almost more excited about that.
That was a good sign.
Yeah. Well, what I do on my YouTube is I teach how to hold the breath and underwater safety skills, and we with that amount of followers, people send you equipment and stuff, and we test like mini diving bottles and underwater scooters, and I also put escapes there, and we did. I don't do it with Guinness records because it's so much hassle to get the record. I just put my records on YouTube. So I did the world record of maximum handcuffs underwater in one breath. She did it for girls. Did you beat it? No, you missed one to beat it. To beat the world record, I think.
I didn't know I could stay.
Yeah, she did like 5, I think, and the world record was 7, I think. But and we were planning to do it again, we just haven't had time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I did 30 or something on one breath, just to. I come up with ideas. What will get views that is interesting, related to underwater, and it's not a focus on magic or escapes on my YouTube. I do more of that on TikTok, because it's a bit challenging to come up with new escapes and new things.
And new material in general.
Yeah, for YouTube, because you have to make so much long content. While on TikTok, I just put my escapes and speed up the time and do a time lapse, and it gets views.
So being a YouTuber and a performer are two different things, and to me it sounds really difficult because both needs require time, energy, and a lot of effort. So how can you handle them? How can you balance these two?
It's been very difficult. Well, when it closed down, it's when I went all in on after the pandemic. When the pandemic closed down, I went all in on social media. So I gained 1.5 million in like a year on TikTok.
That's bad.
Well, I when I do something, I do something. So I just 3 videos a day. Every day.
9 videos you had at one point.
Oh my God!
9
Come
videos
on.
a day.
Yeah, so I go all in on that. So it was easy to do it then. Now I've been very annoyed the past month because I haven't been able. I wanted to go create more content, and so much went wrong before this talent show, and not because of the talent show, but I haven't created new content in like a month now, and that I want that to be my main focus. Because when we were to go here, tank was leaking. Took me 3 days to fix. I was supposed to do a show with some big theater where I only did levitation of a lady, and then that illusion suddenly broke. And
Greece Got Talent kept changing the days of the final, so he had to finally say no to doing the show and then give them the illusion, rent it out, and teach them to do it.
Yeah, and that took time to teach them, and then the illusion had just been serviced, and the motor they put on it it was too weak, so I had to make some adjustment. That took 5 days, and the car, suddenly I bought a car to go drive here because we had to drive 4,000 kilometers to get here, and that one had some issues I had to fix that, and that took way longer than planned. So it just so much stuff, I couldn't create content, and that really annoyed me. But now I have nothing set up for that has to be done like show wise, so I will focus on the content creation, and I will do the shows I want to do. And my focus booking from now on is, yes, I will do the show if it's well enough paid, and if will this let me create content. Can I just go and do it and come back? Then fine. Is this a lot of preparation? Then say, for example, if I were to do another TV show, which they called from some country and asked if I can come do there now, I will negotiate with them to, yeah, sure, I can come do it, but I need you to cover a week before and a week after the show for me to stay there and create content, so I don't have to stress to get there and stress to get back, because that messes with what I want to do.
Exactly. Tristan, Melanie, we had the pleasure of enjoying you this year on Greece Got Talent. Your overall experience?
Greece Got Talent was the best talent show to be in because of the people.
People were amazing.
Yeah. It's not the most organized one, because we did also Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So, and everything was...
And Italy was also very...
Yeah, which was surprising.
which was very surprising.
I thought Italy,
very
especially yes, in Italy, yes.
but it
raw.
was all during the pandemic.
It was in 2020. It was the only show we did. 2 shows we did that year.
After March, that was the only 2 shows we
Mm-hmm.
did. Romania Got Talent and Italy. Yeah. But in Greece, it was been treated the best as by far from all the countries. I've done 10 now.
11.
No,
this
11
season.
with this one.
Mm-hmm.
And
He was like, I really don't want to do any more of this. Like, Greece, we have to do. Greece, we have to go.
Thank you so much
Yes.
for that.
So
it is our favorite country to visit.
absolutely.
Yeah.
been
It's
all
not
over
your
the place.
first time in Greece.
Been many times to
Many
Greece.
times in Greece, yes.
Islands, mainland, up north.
And what's your favorite place here?
I was
If you have a favorite place.
20 years ago. I was in Kos.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. Then I was in. We were in Crete. And Crete was nice.
Kavala
Kavala, yes.
and Thassos.
I haven't been as much in Greece as she has,
Yeah.
but all experience we have had here has been nice.
And I'm going back with my family, like family gathering to Kavala this summer again.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Have Greek friends who live in Norway. One is
Mhm.
professor, retired. She's from Kavala. Her sister lives there, and then we go visit there. And then I have my friend who's a bit older than me. She's also Greek from Thessaloniki.
Mm-hmm.
She lives and works in Trondheim, so she's one of my best friends.
And finally,
Agapame Tio Elada, right?
Agapame,
Tio Elada, no?
Theo.
No, we love Greece.
We
Just
love
say
Greece.
that you like
Agapame
one-
Lada.
Agapame Elada.
They said that you want
We
coffee.
Μπορώ να έχω ένα καφέ ελληνικό. Σκέτο.
Exactly. Perfect.
And I just wait.
After the interview, I will learn you some
Good.
words.
I know words that I'm not
Not
supposed to
good
say. I know those.
You really know?
Yeah, I'm not supposed to say them.
Okay, say it. I
No
don't have a
need to tell them.
Not on camera, not on camera. We say
Okay,
it
later,
Yeah.
after the interview.
Yeah.
And your plans for the future?
Well, now I just want to make content.
Mm-hmm.
But we also got an offer to do a TV show now that might be we have to do. But then if they give us the opportunity to create content, I will do it.
Mm-hmm.
And also I want to do some escapes around Greece. So we're looking for how to market maybe towards the hotels or the islands or something there where we can book in some shows. Also, our plan for 2020 was to move to a warmer country partly because I can't give up what shows I do or the business I have in Norway, but to live more than half of the year in a warm country would be very nice. And Greece is one of those countries. And I also, for example, want to get a catamaran, and then we can create content from that. Bring some camera guy, and for one because the catamarans have 4 rooms to sleep in, so we can bring a cameraman and we can create content for some part of the year, and then for other parts we can just take that and go where it's warm.
I started my company because I finished my 3rd degree right before Corona, and everything closed down, so I couldn't find a job. It was difficult. And then I started now my own company for artists management. So I have a few people that I'm managing. It's a very new business, so I'm working with that, and that's something you can work remote. So that's very cool.
We're also helping, for example, Norway has some world champions in Latin dancing, helping them promote themselves to do shows, and she's managing them and help them create entertaining show, develop, because they're really good at performing, but they haven't done show dance for normal crowd. So like consulting a bit with them. We also do a bit consulting with YouTube for other companies, and they ask us how to grow, and because my channel is one of the biggest in Norway, both in TikTok and YouTube.
So, Christian, Melanie, thank you so much. It was great to have you here with me. I hope you enjoyed the whole interview, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. It was so lovely to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's a very nice
It's
place here.
beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So, thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed this magic interview with Christian and Melanie. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and press the notification button. And mainly, don't forget to follow Christian, Wedoy, and Melanie on social. Check the description. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Very nice being here.
Very nice being here.